MotoGP standings after race Qatar, Pecco Bagnaia leads. Having no data, Marquez will start from 0 at Portimao. Marini moved from heaven to hell in 100 days. Welcome to RVN Sports. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more updates. And this is the news review. After a Saturday full of surprises, where the defending champion failed to make it onto the sprint race podium, he fought back and won in undeniable fashion. Pecco was on the front row from the start and did not relinquish his lead until crossing the finish line, more than a second ahead of Brad Binder. This racer from South Africa competed closely with Jorge Martin, whom he ultimately managed to beat with a time difference of 0.6 seconds. The three of them occupy the top three standings, after 25 points were distributed to factory Ducati riders, 20 points to KTM representatives, and 16 points to Jorge Martin. Fourth position was occupied by Marc Marquez, who was never far from the leading pack, but also not within reach of the podium. The world champion was involved in one of the most eye-catching battles with Pedro Acosta, who kept going until he finally ran out of tires. The Gresini Racing racer opened MotoGP 2024 with extraordinary achievements. He earned 13 points. Meanwhile, rookie Gasgas Tech 3 is in fourth place. After going a long way in facilitating Marquez's overtaking, he was overtaken by several racers, without being able to respond. Acosta finished ninth, badly affected by the degradation of his tires and, most likely, by the demands of a 21-lap MotoGP race. The 19-year-old teenager got 7 points. Marc Marquez gave up his fight for his first MotoGP podium with Gresini Ducati at the Qatar MotoGP because his front tire ran out. He will also start from scratch at Portimao. The 8-time World Grand Prix champion enjoyed a strong debut on the 2023 Spec Ducati des Mercedesai at Losail, finishing 5th in the sprint race before going one step up in the Grand Prix. Marquez kept Pramac Jorge Martin under pressure to claim third in the second half of the Grand Prix. Both of them were within 0.4 seconds of the Spaniard. However, due to difficulties with the front tire, Marquez could only see himself falling if he tried harder in the final laps. We analyzed a lot of things with the team to try to organize the start. Today was better, said the Gresini racer. So, this really helps the race. Then, I can manage the tires well. The problem was yesterday, I struggled and today most of the riders managed the rear, but I managed the front more than the rear because every year with other bikes, I struggle a little with the front tire on this racetrack. However, I need to improve my riding style at some point because I still don't ride well. I made an attack in the last 8 laps, and when I made an attack, that's when I started to push more with the front and I used up the front tire. I would rather finish 4th and wait 2 weeks in Portimao. Marquez feels that his riding style is gradually adapting to what Ducati needs. However, he warned that at round 2 in Portugal, he would be starting from 0 as he comes to the Qatar GP armed with usable data from the test at the Losail track. Luca Marini didn't have to wait long to realize the difficulty of his task when he left the comfort of VR46 with Ducati to join Repsol Honda. Just over 3 months ago, the announcement that Marc Marquez would leave Honda was seen by Luca Marini as the opportunity of a lifetime to join an official factory team in the MotoGP World Championship. He knew that the doors of Ducati, the brand he had ridden for the last 3 years under the VR46 umbrella, would never open for him. It was a brave and conscious decision, but it didn't take long for Valentino Rossi's younger brother to understand that he had put himself in serious trouble. More than 100 days ago, on the weekend of November 19th, the 2023 Qatar MotoGP took place, where Marini took pole position with the fastest time, 1 minute and 51.762 seconds, aboard the Des Mercedesai GP22. On the same Saturday, the Italian crossed the finish line in third place in the sprint race, 2.8 seconds behind winner Jorge Martin. On Sunday, in the race, he added a podium finish, his second of the season, with a third-place finish. This race was very difficult compared to last year, when everything was easy for me, explained the Italian at the end of a tense day on Saturday. We have to stay calm, be positive, and focus on our goal, which is to adapt and get to know the bike better. I couldn't get the bike to turn, both my tires slipped and I went all the way to nowhere. I can be very strong when braking, I can attack and defend, but when it comes to releasing the brakes, Mir and Zarco make the difference, he revealed. We have to understand what is happening. I feel worse compared to the test and also compared to Friday. Maybe it wasn't a normal trip, but it's something that can happen. I think the worst thing about a bike happens when the tire suffers the first failure. If you can delay that moment as much as possible, then you will survive. Otherwise, you will miss a lot, as happened to us yesterday. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to find out the latest videos. See you in the next video. Bye.
Qatar for Brad Binder, great start to the new season for the KTM star. Jorge Martin does hold off Marc Marquez late on for the finally encouraging Ducati debut for Marquez, fifth in the sprint, fourth in the Grand Prix.